guys! Here's Democratic Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, who has really brave and non-standard views on science. Here's one clip from her recent speech.
Light and energy, so that you have the energy of the moon at night, and sometimes you've heard the word full moon, and sometimes you need to take the opportunity just to come out and see a full moon is that complete rounded circle, which is made up mostly of gases. And that's why the question is why or how could we as humans live on the moon? Are the gases such that we could do that?
When I heard this speech the first time, I thought, does this person know that we landed on the moon in 1969? There are two options here. Either she doesn't know that people have landed on the moon, or she does know, but she assumes that Neil Armstrong landed on gas and walked on gas. This gets even more interesting if we consider the fact that Jackson Lee served on the House Science Committee and on the subcommittee that oversees space policy and NASA. This is like general ignorance multiplied by incompetence in the field that you're supposed to be an expert in. But this gets better. Later, she tweeted, "Obviously, I misspoke and meant to say the sun, but as usual, Republicans are focused on stupid things instead of stuff that really matters. What can I say though? Foolish thinkers lust for stupidity." If we switch this around and apply what she said to the sun, then we literally get this. Full sun is a complete rounded circle which is made up mostly of gases. That's why the question is, how could we as humans live on the sun? Are the gases such that we could do that? So if we assume that she indeed misspoke and she was referring to the sun, then she must think that the sun could potentially be inhabitable if it wasn't for the gases that it's made of. So we basically have a person in the government who first says that the moon is made of gas, then she corrects herself and she says, oh, hold on guys, what I really meant is that we as humans could potentially live on the sun. And if you notice this, you focus on stupid things instead of stuff that really matters. Well, Jackson Lee only focuses on stuff that really matters. Just to give one example, in 2003, she said that storm names were too white. So basically, we need to be racially inclusive when naming storms and hurricanes. I don't know if she knows what hurricanes are, but they're not a good thing. Imagine a news report that goes something like, Hurricane Lakeisha just hit American city X and killed 50 people. And this is supposed to make Black people feel good? Like, that's the idea? If you like this content, please hit the subscribe button together with the bell sign so that you don't miss any of my future videos. This is Simply Sheila. But wait a second. She talks about potentially settling humans on either the sun or the moon while completely disregarding the rights of the indigenous life forms on the celestial bodies. According to her, we can just go ahead, settle the sun, and not even consider that we might be displacing native populations that already live there. She's a Democrat that is blatantly calling for colonialism and displacement of native extraterrestrials, which is outrageous. My native language is Russian, as many of you guys know. So what happens if I go to Google and I type in "the moon is made of gases" in Russian? So what happens is I get a whole bunch of articles describing this situation, describing Jackson Lee's ignorance. And this is not the first time that America looks really bad and pathetic. We have a president who really doesn't know where he is, like he's lost. We have transgender they-them generals in the US Army who complain about being misgendered. And then there's nonsense like this, like potential colonization of the sun and racially inclusive hurricanes. And the list goes on. This is what I believe and this is what I observe. I honestly believe that we are turning into a big clown show for the world. And the whole world is watching and taking notes. Like Russia is watching, China is watching. I mean, it's great to make people laugh, but this is not what our government is for. Our government is supposed to project strength. It's supposed to project competence. It's not supposed to be a source of entertainment. So, yeah, it's sad, actually. If we think about it, this is not funny. It's actually really sad.